Hey, good morning guys. So today in this video, we're gonna talk about how my client just purchased a pre-owned vehicle. She wants to pretty much get it dialed in, so now her family, they can start using it. And this is how I give an accurate quote.
So how long have you had this customer?
4 years, about 4.5 years.
So they trust you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And she didn't know what package to get at the beginning, right?
Yeah. So she said that her main focus was the seats for sure. They're leather, so she wanted to kind of get them conditioned. She wasn't too sure she wanted an extraction. Long story short, she said, like, once you come over here, if you could just take a look at it, let me know what you suggest, and then we'll go from there. So that's exactly what I did.
All right, let's look at it, man. What's the first spot you look at?
I took a look at the interior because I knew that she wanted to get the seats, steam cleaned and conditioned. I did look at the carpets, the floors. They really don't look bad at all. Probably just like a good little vacuum. There's no extraction needed. And then probably just like a good little wipe down. She did say that right there in the shifter, it's kind of like a little, crusty. So we'll clean that up, steam it up. She didn't need an engine bay cleaning. She said that's pretty good. And then for the exterior, we're just gonna give it like a quick little buff, nothing too crazy, and just give it a good wax.
Now, when you give a quote, do you break it down? Like interior's this much and exterior's this much, or how do you do it?
Yeah, just about. So, like for example, if I were to do an interior detail, it'd be a certain price. Sometimes I have clients to where they kind of just try to pick and choose. And if they were to do it like that, it'd kind of be the same price as getting a full detail. So sometimes I tell them, like, look, you're better off getting the full detail. It's already going to be just about at that price. And you're still going to include, an engine bay cleaning, stuff like that. And then they just go for it.
So Jerry.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure as a mobile detailer, you have a lot of people hitting you up. Hey, how much for this? How much for that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
How do you make sure you're not wasting your time with people?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of learned to kind of get a feel if I'm wasting my time if they try to bargain like right off the top. And it's like my basic packages. If they try to get like a deal off of that already, I don't want it. If you would have called me a couple years ago, I would have done anything in my power to just get that, bro. No problem. If you give me 2 cars, I'll do one for free, like, nah, it's not worth it, bro. Hey, but let me know, guys, what's one thing that you guys notice from a client or potential client that kind of disqualifies them from being your client? Let me know down in the comments below.
All right, Jerry, what you doing now?
So right now, we're doing the clay bar. And then we're gonna decontaminate the whole vehicle. After that, we're gonna give it a nice little rinse down, and then we're gonna start the buffing. Give it a nice buff. All right, guys, so I wanna mention that the benefit of clay barring a newer vehicle, or just a vehicle in general, is you're removing the contaminants stuck in your paint. For example, the elements, dirt, iron, stuff like that, it gets stuck into your paint over time. That's why when you start to wash your vehicle, you dry it, the paint feels really rough. You want to remove that stuff after you do like a clay bar, clay pad, clay towel. You want to, ideally, you can like give it a nice little buff because it does cause some marring. And then you always want to seal it with like a sealant, some kind of wax or something. After that, do it probably like once or twice a year, clay bar, and you'll help extend the paint's life.
All right, Jerry. So, how do you handle when you give a customer a quote and they're like, I don't need that much? You know what I mean?
It happens a lot. Honestly, I try to come up with a package that works for them because, one, you can't force a client to spend that money. 2, as a detailer, if you're passionate about it, or maybe if you just want the money, you want to take care of the client's vehicle, to as much your best potential as possible. But sometimes they don't care about the vehicle as much as you do. So you just gotta find out what works for them. I usually try to, go to like the next package lower, and then I'll tell them like, okay, well, it's gonna be this much. It's not gonna take care of this, but it'll do this. Usually they're okay with that. Like, okay, no problem, let's do that. So just as long as you're able to lock in that client and you make them happy, that's the end goal. It's better than just not getting that client at all or not even making that money.
Have you ever had a client be like, you know what? I don't need the tires done. I don't need the console done. Like really try to choose.
Yeah. I've had some people, just say like, okay, what if you don't shine the tires? And what if you don't do this? As a detailer, you get kind of like, oh, I don't want to leave the car like that. But then also, it makes me think of like when people go to like McDonald's, for example. Oh, okay, can I get no pickles, no lettuce? And it's like them expecting like, okay, can you take $1 off the burger kind of thing, you know? Doesn't matter how much you take off, you're still gonna pay that price. That's how I think of it. That's what comes to mind. Hey, but I wanna know, what's the weirdest thing a client has tried to take off to, you know, try to lower the price? Let me down in the comments below.
All right, Jerry, talking about quotes. What's one of the highest quotes you've ever gave on a detail?
This is back in a couple of years ago. I gave a quote for $2,500 to work on an operating crane. They use it for construction. It was a company that was in the union. They gave me the account, and I quoted them $2,500 for the one vehicle, that one machine. And they said okay. And so I ended up doing, I did about like 15 of their machines.
Did it take you all day?
Yeah, it took me all day because from what I was told was that they're supposed to rinse the vehicles off after each use, and they didn't. So it was like 4 years of caked up like cement and dirt. It was it was bad. Hey, but I want to know, guys, what was the highest quote that you guys ever gave? Drop it down in the comments below.
So Jerry, people are gonna want to know, how much did you charge?
All right, so for this package right here, I charged $350.
And is that average, more or less?
I would say it's average. I know obviously there's gonna be a couple of detailers like charge too cheap. I've had this client for 4 years, 4.5 years. So they've been with me since like I was charging like $65 a wax, bro. So, you know, their usual package, like the signature washes, for example, I try to keep them at the same. If they get like a bigger package, depending on who they are, I usually try to give them like the cheaper, a cheaper price than what I'm currently charging. If they call me every once in a while, they're just gonna get the new price. Simple as that, yeah. All right, guys, so that's how I give accurate detailing quotes. Let me know how you guys do it in the comments below. And let me know what other detailing videos you guys would like to see. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay blessed.